Here's a very peaceful scene from Church Bank in Shotley Bridge in northwest Durham, on the edge of the town of Consett. I'm aware that not everybody has the snow that we have. It's quite so peaceful in a way because no traffic can come down the road at the moment. You can hear the bird song, which in itself is so wonderful. There's a man at the top of the hill who can probably move his car if he had a mind to. He's out with a very sharp fork at the moment, and I think he's using it to make sure that he doesn't slip in the ice. There's just a bit of traffic at the top of the road where it's been gritted as a bus route. But here I am in this place of peace and calm. In the book of Daniel, there's a song of the three young men. It has the phrase, ice and snow, oh bless the Lord, part of what's called the Benedicite Omnia Opera, that God may be blessed by all his works. So we see that he is, and yet of course the cold and ice can be a dangerous thing too. But for the moment, maybe we can just take in the peace of this place. Yes, there are people who live on this bank as well. It's the top three houses from which they can normally dig their way up the hill, but overall the hill is a 1 in 7 gradient, and at its steepest 1 in 5. How do we keep things going, I would often ask. In the midst of winter, the ice and the snow was always something that would bother me. Now, of course, there are other things that bother us as well. And yet, I have to say, it does bother me as well. My car isn't actually parked at my house on Church Bank. It's at the top of the road and has been for the last 3 days. And I imagine I'll be bringing it back here later after I do have to go out. And I thought it was worth having a walk down the road. It's a steep hill. Maybe you can see a squirrel coming down a tree over there. It's quite unperturbed by the ice and snow. There was another verse that came into my mind as I'd walked up the hill. The mountains and the hills shall break forth. Break forth with joy, with song. They're what should be directing us to God and to his goodness. I was remembering it incorrectly at first as the valleys and the hills. Of course, here I am living in a valley, and our church, which is now coming into the shot as well, St. Cuthbert's Church. You know, people love to see the church in the snow. I was very pleased yesterday to be sent on WhatsApp some videos that had been made by someone with a drone who lives in the village. Absolutely spectacular shots. You've just heard the bell as well striking a half hour. The man I was talking to at the top of the road had said how he's missing hearing the bells ring. And of course we can't ring them due to COVID at the moment. At the most we've managed 3 or 4 bells depending on which tier we've been in at one time. We can manage 3 quite often with having 2 ringing families, each with 3 ringers in them. So we've been grateful to them when we've been holding public worship, but at the moment we don't have those services. Yet we're still here. That's what we need to remember. We wonder when we will be able to restore these services once more. And all the things that we've done, like Messy Church, still advertised there. And our church hall. It has continued in use, in fact, because there's a before and after school club that makes use of it, and they're permitted to meet to enable care for the children of key workers who are still going to school. At the moment they're only meeting after school, but I know next week they're going to be able during half term to put on a holiday club. So it's good that the hall itself remains as a community facility. Going into the car park now as well. And we see just the wonder of the place that we are, as well as the built environment, and so much that we can be thankful for. Ice and snow. Oh, bless ye the Lord. And the mountains and the hills shall break forth with singing. There'll be songs of joy. Well, many people are actually saying that in our area we've probably had quite enough of the snow. We've had it every week at least for over a month now. It does make you think as to what you're going to do in this time when the shops are closed on the whole, except for essential purposes. We've become ever more reliant on delivery services, haven't we? And here there's a delivery van. It's not actually parked, I'm afraid. It's stuck. And it's stuck as well because below it you can see that there's a car, again, not parked. I'm afraid it collided yesterday with a wall, having lost control. And so, in fact, our road is presently shut off by order of the police. There was a police van parked there when I came along yesterday evening, returning from seeing my mother. That's saying seeing my mother. That was actually more a matter of looking through the window of her care home and talking to her on her phone. Well, let's remember those who've had that awful experience of an abandoned van here, somebody who's not going to be able to carry out his deliveries, and others who found their lives disrupted. Pray for those who have to go out on a day like this. Those who are finding as well that the cold is just getting too much for them. Good morning, I'm saying to my neighbour. You'll be able to watch this on Facebook later. Yes, the second crash, I'm afraid, in just over a week, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. I'm just going to finish this video and see you in a moment. So as I make my way back into my garden now, you might think of those who feel trapped in their homes, those who can go out and enjoy the snow. I suppose for children in this area, today might have been a snow day, as they called it, when they wouldn't be able to go to school. Now that most of them can't go to school, they carry on, of course, as usual. Let's pray for them. Let's remember all people in their needs. Let's give thanks for the beauty that surrounds us, even when it seems to threaten us too. And I hope that you'll have a blessed day today, wherever you may be. God bless you.